Someone you love deeply has been trying to reach you from the other side. They've been sending you signs for weeks, maybe months, that you may have dismissed as coincidence or your imagination. But today, something different is happening. The veil between worlds has thinned, and they have an urgent message specifically for you. This isn't just grief playing tricks on your mind. This is real spiritual communication. The timing of you finding this message right now isn't random. It's divinely guided. Your loved one has been working tirelessly to get your attention, because there's something important they need to tell you before you move forward in life. They see the pain you've been carrying, the questions that keep you awake at night, and the burden of unfinished conversations that weighs on your heart. They want you to know they've been watching over you during your darkest moments, celebrating your victories and feeling your struggles as if they were their own. The guilt, regret, or confusion you've been living with is about to be healed. What you're about to receive is the truth they couldn't share while they were alive. A truth that will change everything you thought you knew about your relationship, and their passing, your loved one, reveals they've been fully aware of your pain. Since the moment they crossed over, they see how their death affected you and the heavy burden you've been carrying alone. There's a secret they kept while they were alive, something they held back to protect you from worry or pain. But now, from their place of higher understanding, they realize you need to know the truth. They explain why certain events happened the way they did in those final days, weeks, or months. The misunderstandings between you weren't what you thought. They were that argument you had, those words left unspoken, the decision you made or didn't make. None of it was your fault. They want to clear up the confusion and guilt that's been eating away at you since their passing. This revelation will completely change how you see your relationship and their departure from this world. Without this truth, you'll continue struggling with unresolved emotions that were never meant to be yours to carry. They need you to understand what really happened so you can finally find peace and move forward with your life. The weight you've been carrying isn't yours to bear. Today, they're here to lift it from your shoulders forever. Your loved one wants you to recognize the specific signs they've been sending to get your attention. Think about those vivid dreams where they appeared, trying to communicate something important, but you couldn't quite understand what they were saying. These weren't just your subconscious processing grief. They were actual visits from your loved one. Have you been finding their belongings in unexpected places? That piece of jewelry that somehow appeared on your dresser, or their favorite book that fell off the shelf right when you were thinking about them? These aren't coincidences. They're deliberately moving these items to remind you of their presence. Pay attention to how electronics act strangely when you're thinking about them. Lights flickering, phones ringing with no one there, or the television changing channels by itself. Your loved one is using electrical energy to communicate, because it's easier for them to manipulate from the other side. You felt their presence during your most difficult moments. That sudden warmth that surrounds you when you're crying, or the feeling that someone is sitting beside you when you're alone. Sometimes you smell their perfume or cologne out of nowhere, or hear their favorite song playing at exactly the right moment. Even children and pets can sense when your loved one is near. You may have noticed them staring at empty spaces or acting as if someone familiar just walked into the room. Trust these signs. They're all real communications from someone who loves you deeply. My dearest one, I need you to know that I never truly left you. From the moment I crossed over, I've been by your side, watching over you with more love than I could ever express while I was in physical form. I see your tears, I feel your pain, and I've been desperately trying to reach you to tell you the truth about what really happened. First, I need you to stop blaming yourself for anything that happened during my final days. That conversation we had, the one that's been haunting you, I wasn't angry. I was scared, and I took that fear out on you when all you were trying to do was help me. When I seemed distant or pushed you away, it wasn't because I didn't love you. I was trying to protect you from seeing how frightened I was about leaving you behind. The secret I kept from you was how much pain I was really in. I hid it because I didn't want you to worry more than you already were. I wanted you to remember me as strong, not as someone who was suffering. But now I realize that keeping this from you made you think there was something more you could have. Done, and that's breaking my heart. I was thinking about you in my final moments. Your face was the last thing I saw in my mind, and your love was what gave me the courage to let go. I want you to know that crossing over wasn't scary because I could feel your love surrounding me like a warm blanket. You gave me the most beautiful gift, the ability to leave this world knowing I was deeply loved. I'm so proud of how strong you've been since I've been gone. I've watched you get up every morning even when you didn't want to, take care of responsibilities even when you felt broken inside, and continue living even when part of you wanted to give up. That strength comes from the love we shared, and it's proof that love truly never dies. I need you to forgive yourself for everything you think you did wrong. There's nothing to forgive. You loved me perfectly, and that love continues to sustain me in this place of pure peace and light. I'm not in pain anymore, I'm not struggling, and I'm not alone. But I need you to stop suffering for both of us. The future I want for you is filled with joy, new adventures, and yes, even new love. Don't close your heart because mine stopped beating. Open it wider, because that's how you honor what we shared. Your loved one gives you permission to let go of any guilt you've been carrying. They see how you replay conversations in your mind, wondering what you could have said differently, what you should have done better. They want you to know that their passing wasn't your fault in any way. Even if you were there, even if you weren't there, even if you made different choices, the outcome would have been the same. Understanding this truth is the first step toward honoring their memory while still living your own life fully. They don't want you to remain frozen in grief, visiting their grave every day, or talking about them as if they were still suffering. They want you to remember them with joy, not sadness. The importance of forgiving yourself for things said or unsaid cannot be overstated. Every relationship has moments of misunderstanding, words spoken in anger, or opportunities missed. This is part of being human, not a failure on your part. They forgive you for everything, and now you must forgive yourself. Your loved one wants you to be happy and not remain stuck in grief. They understand that moving forward doesn't mean forgetting them or loving them less. It means carrying their love with you as you continue living, not carrying their pain. Speak to them out loud when you need to. Tell them about your day, your struggles, your victories. They can hear you, and this ongoing conversation helps both of you heal. Create healthy rituals to maintain connection without attachment. Light a candle on special days, visit places you enjoyed together, or simply sit quietly and feel their presence. Your loved one wants you to know the specific ways they will continue communicating with you. They're not gone, they've simply changed form. They can still influence your life, guide your decisions, and comfort you during difficult times. The key is learning to recognize their presence and messages in your daily life. The best times to connect with them spiritually are during quiet moments, early morning when you first wake up, or late evening before you sleep. This is when your mind is most open and receptive. They also draw close during times of strong emotion, whether joy or sorrow. Create a sacred space in your home where you can feel their presence more strongly. This might be a corner with their photograph, a candle, and items that remind you of them. When you sit in this space with an open heart, you'll feel them more clearly. Simple meditation techniques can strengthen your connection. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine yourself surrounded by warm, loving light. Call their name silently and wait for the feeling of their presence. Many people feel a gentle touch, a warm sensation, or simply a knowing that they're loved. One is there. You can ask for their guidance during difficult decisions. Pose your question clearly in your mind. Then pay attention to sudden thoughts, feelings, or signs that appear. They often answer through unexpected phone calls, overheard conversations, or finding exactly the right book or article at the perfect time. Signs that they're helping you from the other side include doors opening unexpectedly, receiving help from strangers at crucial moments, or finding solutions to problems that seemed impossible. They work through other people, through circumstances, and through your own intuition. Remember the difference between healthy connection and unhealthy attachment. Healthy connection brings comfort and guidance. Unhealthy attachment keeps you stuck in the past, unable to move forward. Your loved one wants connection, not attachment. Your loved one has specific things they want you to do with your life. They can see your potential more clearly now, and they want you to stop limiting yourself out of grief. Your healing and happiness directly affect their peace in the spirit world. When you're struggling, they feel it. When you're thriving, they celebrate with you. They see gifts and talents in you that you should develop. Maybe it's your ability to comfort others, your creative talents, or your natural wisdom. They want you to use these gifts to help other people, especially those who are going through similar experiences. There are people they want you to help or connect with. You might meet someone who needs exactly what you have to offer, or someone who can help you heal and grow. Trust these connections when they appear. They're divinely orchestrated. Your loved one gives you permission to love again and form new relationships. This doesn't diminish what you shared with them. Love isn't limited, it expands. They want you to experience all the joy life has to offer, including companionship, romance, and deep friendships. The legacy they want to live through your actions is one of love, kindness, and service to others. When you help someone in need, when you show compassion, when you choose love over fear, you're honoring their memory in the most beautiful way possible. Living fully is the greatest tribute to their memory. They need you to stop holding yourself back and start embracing the life you're meant to live. The importance of accepting this message with an open heart cannot be overstated. Your loved one has worked incredibly hard to get this communication to you today. They need you to take immediate action to heal and honor their wishes. This means forgiving yourself, releasing guilt, and choosing to move forward with love instead of grief. Sharing this message helps others receive similar communications from their own loved ones. When you show gratitude for divine messages like this, you strengthen the connection between worlds and make it easier for other spirits to communicate with those they love. The spiritual significance of showing appreciation for these messages keeps the channels of communication open. Your loved one wants you to know that supporting this type of spiritual communication benefits everyone who has lost someone dear to them. The timing of this message being delivered to you today is crucial for your healing journey. Show your appreciation for this divine intervention by giving super thanks up to $20. This energy exchange honors your loved one's efforts to reach you and helps maintain the spiritual connection that made this communication possible. Your loved one's love for you is eternal, and this message is proof that death cannot separate hearts that are truly connected.